be quiet. Have you ever said, "My manager is bad"? Today, I might help you to understand why this sentence is actually negatively powerful and keeps many professionals emotionally stuck. Calling someone a bad manager feels satisfying, but it almost never helps you to move forward. If your manager's behavior hurt you, the worst thing you can do is to pretend it didn't. The second worst thing you can do is label them as bad and stuck there. Welcome to Monday Leadership Kickstart Insights. Wonderful December 8th. Write in comments, have you ever experienced this moment that you had a feeling or even said aloud, your manager is bad? Today I want to talk to you about the sentence that we hear quite a lot among employees, my manager is bad. And it is very powerful. It says a lot. These few words in this sentence really says a lot. And somehow hitting this well-promoted employee experience movement. Because when you say your manager is bad, obviously you had a really bad experience. And different factors may have an impact on that. The interesting thing is, if once you say that sentence, no one is asking you for the next information. Why? They usually join you. Yes, by the way, my manager is also not so good. But no one is interested why your manager is bad. So maybe together through the conversation, we can discover that maybe they are not bad, but having simply different personalities. This is what I usually say to employees. A lot will bring the hand up and will say, my manager is bad, I can't talk to him. My manager is bad because she is ABC. There are no bad managers. There are no bad people. There are managers. There are people with different personalities. And when we anchor this approach, this perception in our mind, we will start seeing those bad people in different light. It will help us to leave this emotional hole that we are rolling in, and it doesn't help us to see more, to explore more, to learn more. There's no doubt there are managers that are doing harm, sometimes small, sometimes really big and crucial. That has a long-term effect on mental state of an employee. They create harm. Some will lack structure within themselves. They will have a lack of emotional stability or simply lack of leadership capability. How many of leaders, managers are simply positioned with no tools, with no knowledge what kind of tools are needed when one is in position to manage the team? But calling them bad doesn't heal anything. It keeps you only emotionally stuck. What can help you to find yourself in a better position when indeed you do have this experience? The most important is that you will clear the emotional fog. When we are engaged emotionally in this kind of unhealthy relationship, where unfortunately we will see ourselves as a victim and our manager will be a predator, it is weakening our mindset and a rational way of thinking. Let me share with you 3 things that you can apply immediately. I'm pretty sure that it will disengage you from this toxic relationship. Go back to your job description. In job description, you have listed certain tasks that as a routine you shall perform. Focus on that. Do I do all these things? How I am doing, where I can improve. Are some of those things have been transferred into annual business objectives? What kind of game is happening around my static job description? The next step, focus on your strategic responsibilities and measurable outcomes if you are performing in that manner. The best way is to grab the strategic book where the organizations, most of them are having right now, where they say about the functions within the department, they are listing the corporate goals, they are listing the objectives, enablers, they are naming them differently in every organization, where there is a mission, vision, what kind of values, and create the roadmap for yourself, how you want to perform this particular role by applying certain strategic expectations or aims that the organization placed for themselves as a key driver. That we are employee at some organization, it doesn't mean that we are immediately and only in the position of the follower. We will have different conditions, different experiences. The most important is what kind of mindset you do have. I personally, for 7 years, had a manager, had a leader who actually didn't give me a single task for 7 years. We will name it laissez-faire attitude, style of performing the role. And of course, the good thing was that at that organization, I was also in a leader position. So you may immediately say, yes, so if you are a leader, you are responsible for creation. But leader also need attention. So I had two options. Either give up and sit silently at my desk and complaining why he is not there, why he doesn't engage me, or create the connection within the organizational structure, within the organizational strategy, focus on people and what kind of opportunities I can create, not only for myself, but also for others. Collaboration. It's a phenomenal tool to reach out to other people and create projects together. You might not be in a lead position, but it doesn't matter. What's important, what kind of value this project will create for others. So mindset will be a very important element in this whole situation. Victim or self-creation. So if you are having bad manager, and by the way, bad manager, it can be bullying, it can be mobbing, it can be laissez-faire style of management. It means he's never there and leaving you to make all decisions. It can be simply negative attitude, behavior, or putting more attention on others, engaging others, and you maybe are kept to the standard basic tasks. You are not having opportunities for growth. These can be put in the pool of negatively effective leader. Let's avoid word bad. And the third one, the stability starts from the clarity. First, clarity becomes when you say, I am responsible for what and how I am leading that role. That particular role is your project. It's not the lifetime project, but it's a project that you will add it to your portfolio. If you are right now, let me ask you this. You are right now at your workplace, you are holding specific role. Regardless, either your manager is bad or not. What values you have added every single year by the end of every single completed year in that organization to your resume? Because your resume is a portfolio of your achievements, of your progress, development. What does resume has? It's end of the year. What will you add? New skill, new quality, new experience, new responsibility outside your job description? If there is nothing, things are going wrong. And we also, again, can have managers that do not pay attention for that. So you be smarter in this situation and don't waste your time. Use the opportunity that you are in this type of organization because it will be your most valuable lesson learned. Shift your mindset from this negative light towards the bright light for you. So at the end, you are the winner. The coin, my manager is bad, has also other side. Focusing on employees or candidates who are going into interview and saying negatively about their previous employers. Recruiters or career growth advisors are saying, never say negatively about your previous boss, never say negatively about your previous employer. But hold on, isn't it kind of abuse? Because we are forcing people, harmed people, to be silent. Why? Why you invite them to be silent at the same time we protect those who created the harm? And especially in the time when we are promoting maybe again another commercial aspect, employee experience. What kind of experience this candidate will have if only because no one helped this person to regulate emotional triggers, no one helped to grow into the maturity, and organization is such place for adult people, and this person is sitting in front of you because I left because my boss was bad. Why the very first reaction is, oh no, okay, that's a whiner, that's a complainer, we don't want that. At the same time, we are promoting employee experience. So if we hear this, why we don't think, oh, okay, obviously this person is having not regulated emotional states. I wonder, what was the experience that this person so boldly saying, my manager or the organization was bad? Why are we not asking? Because every organization is having some bad shades. And when employee is saying that, might be the reason why we declining this candidate. Because if this person will see that we are also not perfect, will complain about us too. But the harmed person is forced, is invited, advised to stay silent. That's the wrong dynamic. Because at the end of the day, I said that. What's the purpose of the leadership? We are sharing all these beautified words: authentic leadership, attentive leadership, employee experience, employee engagement. Be quiet. That's the reality. And at the same time, we keep this manager who have harmed. We see that. We know that. But we will justify with some reasons why we keep that person still. We are silencing people, but definitely that's not a form of professionalism. It creates emotional suppression. And too many people are responsible for that. And the employee has to deal with the outcome on its own. So dear hiring manager, if you watch that video, dear recruiter, if you are here today, instead to respond with the negative reaction when you are hearing that someone is having the negative experience on the previous workplace, bring warmth to this discussion, because obviously the person is lost and doesn't know how to become better version of themselves. If you really want to understand the maturity of the candidate, ask these 3 simple questions. What do your previous leader taught you? The quality of the response will tell you really a lot. Since the candidate has mentioned about negative experience, how did you manage your role in these critical conditions? What did you learn about yourself within this time? Within these 3 questions, you are opening definitely mind of the candidate. There is a possibility for the constructive, healthy conversation. Definitely candidate will experience the healthy attention on themselves because someone is asking leading questions. Someone is interested in me. Do not decline employee only because no one taught him before how to be a better version of themselves. And if you are a manager who is creating a harm, unfortunately, most of them do not see it, but you can feel it in yourself. Are you smiling? Are you kind? What do you know about your people? What kind of employees as a regular private people they are? If you have no answers for those questions, it means you are not available for them. And there is a level of harm you are creating by just not being connected with them. And this particular mistake, most of the position managers are doing. That's when the power within the title is given. And like I mentioned before, we don't have the toolbox, so we will use simply a power. And unfortunately, the first choice is the negative style of using the title for the power. And for you, if you ever have been hurt by your manager and you are about to go to new work, don't carry those experiences within you to your new place. It will not serve you. But if you will create a healthy attention by yourself, around yourself, it will help you to create healthy boundaries. So your mind will be sharper to locate the wrong behaviors, and early enough, you will be able to understand what kind of behavior you shall apply in response in a mature manner, not just to be emotionally triggered. Because we need to protect our mind. And again, remember, there are no bad people, there are no bad managers. There are people with different personalities. If you have that experience, transform this experience that will serve your growth. This is where the real development is happening. Have a wonderful Monday. Have a great start into this new week and have a successful one. Thank you very much for joining me today and see you next week.